So welcome today. So this is our last class for the year, our last live class. And what I plan to do is I'm going to record three live classes. We're going to record it like this, and I'm going to put them up for the next 3 weeks because we're on holiday. And so you'll be able to still get them each week. You'll be able to get the next class each week, so you're not going to miss out. So the class will be continuous anyway. And we're doing the kwa next week. I'm going to talk about the kwa. And I'm going to do a couple of classes on it. The kwa is a very important concept in Chinese medicine, that there's the inner area between your pelvis. And so we want to talk about that. And so we'll discuss that, and I'll give you some demonstrations about how you can open your kwa for you anyway. But I'm going to do that in the next couple of weeks. So today we're going to do Sage Presents Peach. And the reason I picked this, I said, what am I going to do for my last class? Is my Christmas present from me to you. And the Sage Presents Peach is a very unique exercise for lots of different reasons. One is the name of it, the Sage Presents the Peach, which I'll talk a little bit about that as we do it. And the other one is what it actually does inside your mind. It's one of the major exercises to take away stress and strain out of your body and out of your mind and out of your energetic field. And that's a really good thing to do just before Christmas, before all the family arrives and before you have the Christmas craziness. Anyway, so that's why I picked it. And it also helps you to sleep. So it's good for insomnia as well. So there you go. And we managed to stop the noise, which is good. So we'll bow into glass and we'll get into it, and I'll show you that exercise. It's very precise. Roll back on your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. And go. Bring your hands towards your heart and then bring your energy down to your lower dantian. Perfect. So first of all, we'll start it up. We'll do it in stages, this exercise. It's from the Shiba Shu Taiji Qigong system. And it's a wonderful exercise, but we do it a particular way. And so what I'm going to do is you're going to move your weight. I'm going to mirror you, so I'm going to go onto the ball of my right foot. So the heel's on the ground, but there's no weight in it. And I'm going to rock back onto the heel of my right foot. I'm going to go across to the heel of my left foot. Then I'm going to come forward onto the ball of my left foot. From the ball of my left foot, I'm going to go back to the heel, across to the heel of the right foot, and then forward to the ball. It's like a U. You go across, back and up, down, back and up. Yep. So we go backwards, across, and then forward. Backwards, across, and forward. And when you go forward, make sure the heel doesn't come off the ground when you're leaning forward. Just the ball of weights and the heel's just touching the ground. But then when you change the weight to the back of the foot, don't lift your toes up either. So the movement's not huge. Across to your ball, across to your heel, and then forward to the ball of your foot on the left side. So it goes heel, heel, toe, heel, heel, toe. And this movement has this. This is what's happening with your legs. But it's not what's happening to your arms and your hips. There's another thing happening. So we've got to get this one right first. We're going to add to it as we go. Yep. As I say, this is a very famous exercise. It's good for calming the nerves. It's good for stress and strain. It's good for your spleen, your stomach, and your heart, which is why, because it's good for your heart, it's good for your sleep. In Chinese medicine, your mind sleeps in your heart at night times. It's like your hard drive, and this is your desktop. When you turn your desktop off, it goes back into your motherboard or back into your hard drive and rests there until you turn it back on in the morning when it all comes awake again. Yep. It's interesting, the concept of a computer is exactly the way we function. Our own mind created itself. It's clever how it did that. Even use the same terminology like memory and things like that. And we have viruses in our computer. I love it. It's great. Anyway, moving from side to side. Good. Once we've got this piece, good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the rotation of the body. So as we go back, we come to the side, we come forward. As we come forward, we're going to turn the top part of our body this way. So our legs we're going weight change back and then weight change forward, weight change back, across and forward. But as we come forward, our torso is going to turn and we're going to face towards the quarter. So if we think of 12 o'clocks in the front and 3 o'clocks beside you, we're going to the 1:30, or if you want to use directions on a compass, north and east, and we're going to go to the northeast. And we're going to then we come back onto the heels, go across. Now I'm facing back towards the north. I'm going to go forward and then I'm going to face towards the northwest, or the 10:30, whichever one you want to do. Yep. So it comes back, across, and the body turns back, across, but the torso turns to face that direction. Goes back, across, and turns. So it's like doing a circuit that goes across, cross, and up that way. Cross, cross, and then up that way. So it's facing the direction. Across, cross, and then faces this way. Cross, cross, and then faces this way. Yep, that's the direction of the body. Now, just to confuse all of that, we're going to add their hands to it as well. And the hands, the easiest way to remember is the opposite hand to the direction you're facing. So when I'm facing this way, I'm on the ball and I'm on my right side at this stage. I'm mirroring you. I have my left hand forward, my right hand down. So I've got the right weight on the right foot, right hand down, left hand across the body. As I come back to the heel and I come back to the center, the hand comes up past my lower dantian, picks up the energy from the lower dantian, goes over the top of the hand and comes forward, and then the other hand goes down. So now I've got one palm facing towards heaven, which is holding the peach in the hand. You have a peach in your hand, and the other hand's facing towards the earth. As I rock back, I bring the bottom hand back to the center, and it comes up to the center, up past the lower dantian, bringing the energy up over the top of the hand, and then the other hand goes down. Yep. So go back to the center, hand comes up past your tummy, over the top of your arm. One turns up, one turns down. So always remember we have a hand. One hand's towards heaven, one hand's to earth. Come back. One hand towards heaven, one hand's to earth. Very good. It's a beautiful exercise. So rocking back onto heel, heel, toe, turn the body, bring the hand down. Heel, heel, turn the body, bring the hand down. Now this is symbolic, so it's interesting that Christmas is, pick this one, I've just thought of this. This didn't come to me, just come to me right then, because I sound really knowledgeable, but if I just thought of it myself. Well, because we're presenting the peach, so this is like giving the present. This is the idea, the Christmas idea of giving gifts to family and friends. And remember, it's about giving the gifts. It's not about getting gifts. I mean, I asked the kids, and I asked them in a class, what's Christmas all about? And all of them, bar none, said it's about getting presents. Not giving presents, about getting presents. Well, you can understand why a kid would think like that. But it was every single one of them was about getting presents. And we as adults, we don't think like that. We think of giving presents. And this Sage Presents Peach is about giving the peach. Yep. And so we're presenting the peach. And so we're giving it away. So it's a really, really useful, now that I think of it, it's very useful to this time of the year to be in this mindset about giving gifts to people we care about in our lives. And it's not for any other reason, it's just because we care for them. We don't want anything back from them. We're not doing it to get presents back. We're doing it because we care for them. We want to show our respect, our honor, and our friendship to somebody by buying them a gift, whether it's our children, our parents, or our friends. Yeah. Now, Sage Presents Peach. I love them. We'll add something more to this. We'll add the breath to it. You breathe out as you go forward to present the peach. You breathe in when you come back to the center, and then you breathe out as you come forward on the other side. Breathe into the center, and then breathe out to the other side. Breathe into the center. Breathe out to the other side. Now the changeover of the breath happens right in the middle. So as I'm breathing in, as I breathe in, I come back, I go back onto my heels. Back on my heels, I go across the heels. When I get halfway between both weight between my heels is the same weight between the two heels. This hand's going to be underneath. One hand's going to be facing up. The other one's going to be facing up like this, like that. They're going to come like from here. Yep, it comes down. Oops, I forget the right hand. It comes down, and as I get to here, both palms are facing up when I get halfway. And then it comes across the top, and the other one goes down for the second part of the movement. So I breathe in to here. Then I breathe out to there. And that's the timing. Breathing in, breathing out. Now you normally don't stop, but I'm going to stop so you can see where the transition of the breath is. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, stop in the middle, 50-50, breathe out. But when you're doing the exercise, there's no stop, but that's where the transition is anyway. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. So the transition happens quicker than that. It doesn't stop, goes right through breathing in and breathing out. So the hands don't stop moving. Good. So when we come to the front, next part of this exercise, there's lots of pieces to this. And we know this to do with the heart, spleen, and stomach. Good. It also does a function called housing the Shen. Now, the Shen is like your soul, your earthly soul. The theory is your earthly soul, your soul that's inside you, is part of the big Shen, which is the great consciousness. And so we have a part of that consciousness comes into us, and we have this experience from our consciousness in this world. And of course, we have a personality and a character to that. So that one's, you call that the oneness, if you want to call it terminology, or you call it God, whatever you like to call it. So that oneness, and then a piece of that consciousness comes into this body and has an experience in this body for our life, and it brings in all sorts of stuff with karmas and all sorts of stuff. And then we have all our hereditary stuff from our parents and our DNA. So we've got all sorts of mixture going on, and it's, part of it is to become, the idea of become enlightened is to become enlightened because you get rid of all that stuff, so you become lighter. Enlightened, or should be decluttered, whatever you like to call it. As a human, to come back to a place where we're back in our true character, our true personality, without all the clutter of the stories and the opinions and all the stuff that's given to us, without our fears, without our worries, and we come back to being consciousness in this world without all those things that we're given from our parents, from our DNA, and our soul. In theory, the soul brings in its own karma as well. Your Shen brings it in. So what we're talking about is the Shen. I'm going to stop there for a second. When I talk about the Shen in theory is your soul lives in your heart. Yep, that's the theory. Your spiritual self lives inside your heart. It's housed in your heart. And what can happen is if you get disturbed, and it happens really simply, and certain things will do this. If you have an accident, like a physical accident, or if you fall over and you get a shock, and you get that shock wave, what it can do, it can disturb your Shen. And it can disturb your Shen, so instead of your Shen being housed in your heart, it starts wandering around your body energetically. And so this exercise is when they talk about housing your Shen, it's to bring your Shen from where it is and put it back into your heart and anchor it inside yourself. So if your Shen's disturbed, if you have your Shen wandering, you know what it's like, because you'll feel it all over the place. You won't. If you've ever had an accident in life, you'll know what I'm talking about. You feel like you're here, there, and everywhere. And that's a classic feeling of what your Shen unhoused feels like. The other thing is you'll use a terminology, you feel you need to be more grounded. And that's another term that's talking about, because what's happened is when the Shen's centered, it's also grounded. And you'll feel ungrounded. You'll feel like you're all over the place and ungrounded. And they're the symptoms of what that actually is. So this exercise brings your heart, or your Shen, or your soul back into the heart and locks it back in the heart. It houses your Shen. And that's what that terminology means. So you bring it back, and then you feel really solid inside yourself. You feel really grounded. You don't have all that, the noise. You just feel really solid, bang. And you feel like this, and you're walking around the day feeling like that, instead of like, whoa, I'm all over the place, I don't know what's going on. And you feel like you're floating ungrounded. Anyway, I think you get what I mean. So this is what this exercise does. It's one of the things it does is help house to Shen. So it brings you here. That's why when you're sleeping, it's hard to sleep if your Shen's unhoused, because your Shen's wandering around your body. It's hard for your computer to shut off, because you've got all these programs running, and it's hard to switch them off so you can shut down. So when it's housed, that's why this exercise is good for insomnia. When it's housed and comes back to your heart, then you can shut your computer down. Yep. There was a program when they first, I'm going to date myself now, when they first released XP, Windows XP, if you're a Windows person, and you go back that far, when Windows XP first came out, they had a glitch in the system, and you couldn't turn it off. Once you turned XP on, you couldn't shut it off. And so I had to put a fix in to fix that. But this is the principle. The same principle is what happens is when your Shen's wandering, you can't turn your computer off, so you can't shut your mind off, and it'll just keep going. It's a great terminology. Remember, we created a computer that represents ourselves. Our own mind created itself. Yeah. It's very clever. And so this exercise helps for that. Good. And the last part I'm going to talk about this exercise is the piece for my Christmas present for you. But I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm just going to evoke a thought. This exercise is called Sage Presents the Peach, or Sage Presents a Peach. So my question to you is, you are the sage presenting the peach. Now, a sage is a wise, enlightened person. Yeah. So to understand what makes you the sage is that you understand why you're presenting a peach, why it's a peach for a start off with, why you're presenting the peach, and who are you presenting the peach to. Yeah. And if you know who you're presenting the peach to and why you're presenting the peach, that's what makes you the sage, the enlightened person. So there's your Christmas for you, the Christmas conundrum. Now you can type in Sage Present Peach into the internet to try and find out, and you'll probably get a picture of me doing this exercise. There was an article about it at one stage, but I think somebody took it down. You can ask ChatGPT if you like to, and it won't give you the answer either. So you've got to work out why you're presenting the peach. What does the peach represent? Yeah, and then you'll learn that makes you the sage. There you go. That's my Christmas present for you. I'm giving you the present. I'm not giving you the peach, though. The peach doesn't go to you personally. Very good. And the last one, the other side. There we go. And then bring your hands back down. Very good. So Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Christmas, I'm not a Christmas person as such, because I think the dates are all being changed around. I think there's about 25 different religious groups have the 25th of December as their sacred day, so they've all been merged together. King Constantine, he did that. I think I talked about this the other day. King Constantine decided that he didn't want all the pagans having one day off and the Christians having another day off, so he merged them all together and made it Christ's birthday, but they've already proven that it wasn't when he was born. But I do like the solstice. It's the summer solstice, it's on the 22nd, when the changes of the whole, it's either the summer solstice of your southern hemisphere or the winter solstice of you in the northern hemisphere. And it's a time of change. It's the time when that yin yang, the yin yang symbol with the two things, it's when the start of the new part of it, where it finishes the yang and goes into the yin. Better get that right, depending on which hemisphere, which way that works for you. And so it's the start of a new energetic phase of the time of the year, and it's the start of a whole new start, the summer or the winter solstice. And I think that's fantastic, and I like the celestial part of that, or the star part of the alignment of that. I think it's more factual for what happens energetically in the world, and not so much a day where everybody buys presents for each other. And the new year, well, whether that's a new year or not, I don't know. I always like going through the solar new year, so I've used that one as a rule. But I always like to have a holiday, so I'm going to have a holiday. And so, as I said, I'm going to put up 3 classes, 3 weeks in a row. I'm going to put up an advanced class and a beginner's class. I'm going to do 6 of them, and I'm going to pre-record them. And so I'll put them up for you so you can still have your weekly classes, so you don't miss one. And I'll see you back when we're finished and back for a new live one. And as I say, I'm going to put up the advanced one. I'm going to put up about the qua. The first 2 ones are going to be about the qua, understanding of the qua in this energetic and inguinal area. And they're fascinating. You'll enjoy those. They're great classes, and it shows you how to do exercises with the qua. Anyway, so hopefully that's useful anyway. Have a Merry Christmas. Give away plenty of presents. Eat lots of chocolate. Don't eat too much Christmas pudding. Make you fat. But anyway, just have a great time. Have a great time. Have some space inside your mind. Have some freedom for a while. It's got to be good. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Roll back on your thumbs. Left hand underneath. Go. Bring the energy towards your heart and return the chi to your lower dantian. Good. And then step back. And then bow to each other all around the world. And we'll have a Merry Christmas And wherever you are, have as merry Christmas as you can, because some people are in lots of strife in the world at the moment, and I've seen lots of blessings and lots of energy toward them, towards their hearts, to make some sort of sense out of the chaos sometimes. Yeah. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye-bye.